Okay, chat filter to every note, and welcome to the Shadow Troop. Today we play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the DLC tracks, because I had a request from a friend of mine that wondered, are there any shortcuts, which shortcut you can take with mushrooms, without mushrooms. We are playing the teddy car, the mini turkeys? You read it in. Servus, ja, ich spiele Mario Kart und ich mache das in Englisch, nicht wundern. And in the Paperfly, the stats are as you see. And yeah, in today's stream I'm doing the upper 6 cups, and in the next one I'm doing the lower 6. Cerberus, ich spiele immer noch, also ich versuche kein Fortnite mehr zu streamen, weil ja, zu viel, was auf einmal losgeht, zu viel, was meine Kamera dann nicht mit aufnimmt und. Da müsste ich mir erst eine bessere Kamera holen. Some of the tracks I already played in. Time wasting. Got some good times, not the best. We are playing 200cc, so you guys have a better understanding. And the 200cc you don't need by every shortcut. Mushroom. Selten. So fasse ich Fortnite nicht an. We play solo. And let's go. In the first track, we have one shortcut, maybe two. The first one is going to there. Then you could argue about going to the left or straight. The left is minimal shorter. The second left is going through the middle again. For the people that are wondering why the second is longer, you might have this, but you need to go around 2 curves, and that it makes it a bit slower. Here you can just go like this, drift around the whole thing, take the ramp, go over there. Welcome to the 13 people that are watching. The last mushroom I take for one special thing. Welcome to everyone that's new or old. I'm doing this stream in English for the English community. When you want, I can do it in German too, but this time it's for the English people. Let's see how many guys we have. Hi Eric, hi Marion, and hi Dexter. I'm good. Wie geht's dir? Also ich kann auch Deutsch reden, für die Deutschen. Nur ich wurde von einer englischen Person gefragt, ob ich einen Stream machen könnte über die DSC-Tracks. Und ja. Was ist mein Lieblingsdino? Boah, gute Frage. When you had to look at the dinosaurs, I should say it in German because I don't know the English name. Den Pteranodon, dieses Flugdinosaurier. Also die Flugdinosaurier sind eigentlich so meine Lieblingsdinos. Again, towards Pistol has another name in English, for the people that are wondering. Like, look at Yoshi's Tal, that's called Yoshi's Valley in English. Most of the other tracks have another name. Thanks for the like. We would have one here, but the bigger shortcut is going here. Right through the pipes. Because it takes way less time away. And it's not the easiest to hit because it can easily go against the pipes. Like here, I went against the pipes. Before you ask, I'm not the best driver in Mario Kart, I'm just trying to show the shortcuts. That one was the bigger shortcut in the level. You saw the ramp going up, the second one. That is kinda not really a shortcut, but if you're not familiar with the shortcut, the ramp is easier to take. For the people that are asking, how much who is your favorite footballer? When I take the Germans, because I don't like really the other countries in football, Mario Götze. Don't know if the name says anything, but it was one of my favorites back then. But now I don't really watch football, so yeah. So we took like 20 seconds taking the shortcut, the normal shortcut. We take the time we do in the second lap, because that will be the closest time we get as comparison. Again, I'm doing this stuff, going through the pipes. We are at the second lap. You go until you have like the purple, and then you go into another drift until you have this. Hi, Hover Snake. If you don't hit the ramp right, fly off like you saw. I'm trying it again, trying to hit it better this time. We hit it, and we got a 20 time, when I saw it right. And thanks for the like. We got a 20 time. Cool, cool. The Schokosumpf doesn't really have any shortcuts, just two places where you can take the corners a bit easier, alone in 200 CCM. Also was mein Lieblingsspiel ist, ja, erklärt sich schon von ganz alleine, Mario Kart. The first kind of thing you could have took was the short ramping there, but at 200 CCM there is a better shortcut, or place you could take as a shortcut, is taking this one way smaller, the curve. This one was the second shortcut. Not really a difference. Ja, habt einen schönen Tag, Dexter. But like I said, Schurkesumpf, or the third one in the track system, in the cup, doesn't really have any shortcuts unless you take the corners a bit smaller. No problem, Dexter. And yes, you can see me in the background. You see some pictures and my wall. No green screen. Because I don't really have the biggest room. I did a time with Mario back then, 127. This one has some tricky shortcuts. You see in a bit what I mean with it. Because you have multiple ways you can go. The most known one is, when I don't hit it, is this thing. Going through the small mall area. The second one, you could go up, you could go down. For the first round, they're taking the lower thing. This time we take the down path. And we hit the thing. The ramp at the side doesn't take our speed away. Why I speak English? Because I have part English community, and because English person requested the stream. I am German, but I can't speak English mostly very well. Und yes. Oder für die, die kein Englisch können, eine englische Person, eine echt gute Kumpeline von mir, hat sich den Stream gewünscht, dass ich das mal mache, weil sie struggelt ab und zu. And for the people that are asking, you only need for one shortcut the mushrooms, and that is when you go up through the store. Not the easiest to hit in 200 CCM, but when you hit it, you got like 2 seconds ahead of anyone else. I could show it in a second. Because everyone would go, when they're unfamiliar with the track, and when you would hit it perfectly, not like I am. Like that. The third one is a bit more tricky because the ramp you go up is on the other side. No! Ah, that killed all the time. We were way too fast to take that corner. But still, good time. 130? 131. Und warum ich generell jetzt Englisch rede anstatt Deutsch. Der größte Teil meiner Community besteht aus Engländern, Russländern, Franzosen, Amerikanern, Spaniern. Und da das die Hauptsprache, die ja die meisten Leute eigentlich kennen, Englisch ist und nicht Deutsch, dachte ich mir, ja, ich mache den Stream in Englisch, weil dann versteht es wenigstens größtenteils jeder. Hoffe, das hat deine Frage beantwortet, Horror-Snake. Und ich habe aus Versehen nochmal eine... Okay, and that was the first cup. Moving to the second. Already beat the ghost with 1 second. This track is a bit tricky when you think about the shortcuts. You see in a bit why. I'll show you why, because you would go around the corner and immediately have to like turn back around just to get the shortcut. Rocky, no, I don't play it online. I use time wasting to show the shortcuts. Here you can drift around when you're good around the whole thing. The third lap doesn't really have a shortcut, which means we can use mushroom everywhere we want. It took us 1-7. For every person that is watching or later watching, I'm doing time wasting because in time wasting it's easier to show all the shortcuts, because in online or when you play against comms you always have one bot or player that's shooting a mushroom or mushroom that's shooting a shell or hitting you with lightning, and then you lose your items, or in the case by the most shortcuts, the mushroom you would need to take to do the shortcut. Not every shortcut needs to be done with a mushroom. There are exceptions, like in doesn't lie this one in Mario Kart Stadium. There you need only by 2 shortcuts a mushroom. Okay, Pilz Pass. Already beat the ghost by 2 seconds. Hope so far you like the live stream. If you ask, Shadow, how are you playing? I'm holding a controller, letting you guys see the Bildschirm. When you guys ask why some words I say in German, I don't know by every word the English word. It's mostly drifting and braking by that corner, because that will happen. The first shortcut is going off to the grass and using the ramp. It's a good shortcut. The second shortcut is here. The cars are a light problem if I go in 200 ccm. As a third round, I take the second shortcut, so you guys see it as well. Way too speedy, way too speedy. For the second shortcut, you go around here. Don't hit the car. The second car is not really a problem. And you need to go off here to hit the small air boost that's going upwards. By that you cut like one corner, the other one is a bit faster. If you do it right, you could hit the second one without a mushroom, but with a mushroom it's easier. Way easier. Vulcan piste. A bit harder to take the shortcut. I didn't beat the ghost. In offense. To myself. Because it's a bit tricky, but it's manageable. You go around here, take this once. Now you could say, don't hit the mushroom. It's easier. It is easier because when you hit the mushroom you get a norm boost. And going through that thing with the boost of the mushroom and with drifting is a bit harder. You can overshoot the whole mushroom, happens sometimes. Would ruin a time race, I know. This time I did it nearly perfect, but the mushroom took all the momentum we had. $1:13, 1:40. New record. Did it beat the ghost? I don't think so. 25, 24, 23. Every time a second faster. We upload the ghost data if anyone wants to try to beat it. We changed this as a track because you don't really have another shortcut in that track except taking the thing there. We got Ninja's Dojo, but I want to see if I beat the ghost. No, I didn't. He is still a second faster. Okay, accepted. Ninja's Dojo. 5 seconds ahead of me, but there are multiple ways you can drive. I need like to drive, when I think about it, 2 times the track only to show every way you could drive it. Because you have like, this is the front here. You could take the jump, would shoot you out of the map. You have like the ladder that's going up here. Way too fast. There's the way up here. That if you don't drift right, you overshoot. You got like the passage over here. When you're too fast, you overshoot. You can go over here. If you're too fast, you overshoot it. But the fastest way, and that kind of tilted my entire plot, is going the full... Okay, I hit the guys. You saw it would kill you momentum. Hi Gabriel, I'm Italian, cool. I'm German, but I'm doing the live stream in English, so everybody can kind of understand it. And the third way you could drive it is going the full way down here and going through these flowers. You only need one mushroom to go through them. I use two, but yeah. $1:59. One of my worst times. But like you see, the last race where I took the down path was the fastest, because I didn't really hit anything. Okay. Don't speak English, but I'm 10. Okay. The problem is I'm German and the only other language I speak as learned language is English. And most of my community is from around the world. So I thought, why don't make a stream in English? If you don't know any English, then I'm sorry, but you still can see where the shortcuts are. So, yeah. I hope it's no problem. That was cup number 2. New York Speedway. Didn't beat the ghost, just for the people to know. Because to beat the ghost in the DLC tracks, you nearly need to drive the... Thanks, Gabriel. You need to drive the courses perfect. Like over here, you could take the whole thing in a like drift. Let me restart it because I was was there. Can you say "Mies, please"? What is that? We didn't take the perfect start. Sure, "Mies, please." We hit the car. Thanks to it being parked, it doesn't hurt us. $113. Oh, okay. Welcome to Mies von Campen. Or Fun Campen? Hope I said it right. Wait, I beat my... I beat my record. Wasn't even looking. We beat my record. Did I just beat the ghost time? The Maker Ghost? No. Okay. Mario's Pistol number 3. When you ask, all the names are in German. I didn't... Mario's Bay? What do you mean with Bay? My time is 1:13, ghost time 1:17. World time is 1:04. There are multiple ways you could play, funny or not. The most obvious shortcut I'm showing first, then I show the shortcut the world record uses. Okay, the first shortcut you can take is going through this sand and still have your boost. Never really beated it. I'm trying in the second round. This one was the shortcut I meant with most obvious. This one is a shortcut the world thing uses, but he hits the corner very well, so he doesn't flip out of the race like I did with the sand. But both for people that are starting with the cups or don't really know how to play Mario Kart, the second one I showed is way easier. But if you can do it, like I did just in the third round, you do is 24 time, maybe better, because like you saw, I went into the sand, it slowed me down. So I could try to beat my record, which was 1:12. But I'm showing the shortcuts and I not named the stream, yo, let's beat my records. Here comes the track I kinda hate the most. Because the shortcut ramps, or what you would call it, are kind of hidden, which I hate. This time I'm doing 2 times the racing. Here was shortcut ramp number 2. Here's shortcut ramp number 1 and 2. When you do it right, you can take both at the same time. And get a good timing out of it. This time I don't take them. Because when I do it right, I don't... Oh, the train. When you're too fast or too slow, you might crash into the train. That's why I try to be fast here. Because you can, when you have enough mushrooms, you can like just do this. And cut a big curve, you would take a lot of time to do. And get a 1:16. Maybe it was just because I overused the kind of thing. I tried to drift too much. But this thing I'm doing again, because, like I said, that's one way to drive it. before you ask, only the second round counts as going into the tunnel and hitting the checkpoint. I tried that in competitive, it doesn't work. The first round I'm doing normal. Because when you see it right, there's a ramp in the sand. So I'm doing this first 2 rounds in normal. And there I was too fast. But that's what I meant with when you are too fast, you hit the train. Using that to get most of the track done. The ramp I mentioned here you only can take with a mushroom, but it's not worth it. We are slower because we again hit the sand. But yeah. Thanks for the 5th like, guys. Thanks. Or girls. Up to the next track, which is Waluigi's Flipper, if I remember right. Yes, it is. I still didn't beat the ghost time in 200 CCM. In 150 CCM, I beat it the time. Barely. This one doesn't have shortcuts. This one is just drive as fast as you can and don't hit the corners or sides. Going short is more practical. There was too fast. There are left and right things by the flippers, but you don't need to take them. The fastest way is going straight through the middle. Going way too fast again. And like you see, we still have all of our things again. For the people that are asking, yo, is there something behind the flippers? No, there aren't. And that's why I'm showing it in round 2 and 3. Or at least try to show it. If you're too fast, you hit the ball. Happened to me way too often. I'm not taking the thing. Because the second is just like in this Zaba flipper, nothing behind it but coins, so no real shortcut on that track. Or better said, no shortcut at all. Sydney Spritztour, that's what it's called in German, you can see it down there. I beat it the ghost, barely. It doesn't really have much shortcuts, but the shortcuts are crazy. Because like pistol. They are kind of hidden. Like right here at the start, you would have one. Like this thing, you could cut through the grass, but doesn't very much affect the call game. That's why I'm showing you guys more crazy ones. The one would go through here, and then you are here. Then it could go like that. Hard to hit. Alone in 200 CCM, that's why I'm showing you guys that shortcuts in 100 CCM too. And that one was the harder one. So you guys can see better the shortcuts at that track. I'm going over to 150 CCM. Already beaten the ghost, just so you know. One of my friends is playing Minecraft. Cool. It's a bit slower, yes, but it's much easier to hit the shortcuts. Alone to show you how to hit the shortcuts. I missed the coin. The first round, there's only the shortcut you could take at the beginning when you cut through the grass with a mushroom, but the same shortcut happens to become later again. So like you would hit far right and go wide here and hit it the whole thing. You could go through this ones too, but you would need the mushrooms later too. Hi Daniel. Oder hallo Daniel. Again, this one is just taking the corner tighter. I was way too short. But now I can show you what I meant with the grass shortcut. It's just cutting the corner entirely. When I remember it right, we had a time of 2:14. I don't think we can beat the time. But we can try. No, we cannot beat the time. Should be because I fell down that one part. If I wouldn't have fallen down by the part where I tried to take the corner short and Lucky 2 picked me up, then it would be a good time. I accidentally pressed play again, but no problem. For the people that are asking, yes, you could take that. Would take a mushroom away for like nothing, I would say. I didn't look at the speedruns from the world records. I don't know how they play. This is how I play. Get as much coins as you can. Wie es mir so geht. Mir geht's gut. Und dir? Wir haben zusammen in Discord geschrieben. Can you remind me of who, because I wrote with a lot of people? Daniel. Mario Take a Wheel was kind of the last person I wrote with, so don't be mad, I just write with a lot of people. Okay, we are at 2 minutes and already here. We still run faster. Snoopy or Love Snoopy? A while ago, I guess. Also könnte möglich sein, also ich hab gerade zu viele Leute im Kopf. Mir nicht übernehmen, ich habe einfach viel zu viele Leute im Kopf gerade. Weil ich habe, glaube ich, mit 50, 60 Leuten letztens geschrieben, war im Call mit denen. Dankeschön. Wenn du jetzt fragst, warum fast alles in Englisch ist, ich mache gerade den Stream für eine englische Kompiline von mir, Freundin? Ich weiß nicht, wie man das nennt. For an English friend of mine. And yes, so ja, ich wollte die Shortcuts zeigen. And this shortcut I'm doing in 200 CCM. Alone because it's easier. And before people ask, yes, there are shortcuts that are easier in way higher CCMs than in lower CCMs. Like, look at this one. You need to drift perfectly, use the boost of the mushroom perfectly just to get through. This map has 3 shortcuts. One of them is right here. Easy to hit, but bad to perform. The second shortcut is like in Toad's pistol, going through here, and the third one is going over this ramp. You can do neither of them without a mushroom. Only the last one, but by the last one you need to hit it perfectly. Like go here, and then you go like this, and then even barely hit it. Nice weekend, must continue working. Okay, but thanks for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by. And for your family too. For the people that are asking when I would wait the shortcuts, the first one is practical because you are jumping over a lot to cover. but it's hard to perform because you can easily fall into the lake. The second one is like by Toad's pistol, just cutting a small corner. The same with the last one where you just takes the last corner a bit shorter. And yeah, it is possible to hit all three, but the first one is a bit harder to hit. If you have any questions, ask them. I either answer them directly or show them. Now we get to... thank you. You can send me a friend via Discord. My name is Daniel Official. Daniel, can you do that in... can you write that in another stream in the comments? Because I maybe lose that. I don't write yet things down. Because I concentrate on streaming and answering things, so it would be easier if you just write it into a comment, so I can find it easier again. Thanks. Time is 1:17. There are multiple ways you can drive again. The fastest and only point you need the mushrooms for is at the end, where people would think, yo, Shadow, you're crazy for attempting that. Before people ask, yes, that's important. You would overshoot if you don't, if you do all the boost stuff. You can go down here. And we just topped the whole thing. Again, I could yet just do like, yo, that was a perfect transfer. I could do it again. But if you ask, that is the fastest way to drive this course. I did it again. One of the hardest shortcuts in the whole game. Oh, yet I just needed to do it again. Yes! Oh, I did it perfectly. Oh, one of the hardest shortcuts in the whole game. And I did it 3 times in a row. So for the person I'm doing it later, Mario, if you watch this, that is the hardest shortcut, or one of the hardest, you can do in the whole game, because you need to time it perfectly to hit the mushroom, and you need to jump before you hit the corner. If you do one thing too late or too early, you crash either into the barrier or fall down. Or you fly too far and into the grass and it slows you down. Oh, I didn't think I would do it perfectly. Ice Cream Escapade. Doesn't really have shortcuts. Again, it's one of these tracks. But you can drive it fairly easy. We see some toads, we see some Shy Guys. Again, that is one possibility that can happen. If you are flying up there, go down so you hit another boost. Steer down by the last jump, or you fly too fast, or high. Too high, I would say. This time I don't do the strat. Again, in 200 CCM you overjump a lot. "30-second timer. No! I overjumped it. I overdrifted it. Every time Lucky 2 picks you up, it's like a 1 to 2 second time added to your total time, because that's how long it takes for him to pick you up, for you to get back to a max acceleration. And yeah. And that's it with cup number 4. Cup number 5 has some shortcuts, some fairly easy, some a bit tricky, but none that you can take without a mushroom, at least not perfectly. I hate it when the thing vanishes right before your eyes. Here's shortcut number 1. Fairly or badly easy to miss because of the whole drifting around the grass over a long distance. That's why I'm doing it again. This time with hoping I don't crash into the wall. This time I remember. Going a bit wider. "33 seconds. Too fast. Way too fast. This time it's just drift, 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 and there's the goal. I don't know how he fits into this place, or how the other one got into the river. Right here you would use the third mushroom normally to cover all the area. Here you can just drift. And up is the goal. In under 2 minutes. The shortcuts by this one are just cutting over the grass. Like the 3 times we did. There are 4 shortcuts in total you can take. But they're mostly all the same. No real shortcut you can take without a mushroom. Boohoo Tal or Boohoo Valley. Don't know why it's called that. I didn't beat the ghost time for the people that are asking. But I didn't intend to do the shortcut, but it is fairly bad if you want to do it in 200 CCM. Because it's kinda hidden, I would say. Because it's this little short grass path in the middle of all of this that is fairly hidden. Alone because you need to brake and then drift at a weird angle. Like go around here, you nearly fly over it. And then overshoot most of the other stuff if you try to attempt it. It is possible to take, but if I would need to rate it at a 1 out of 10, I would say it's a 3, because yes, it does a job at taking things out and or making the track a bit better, but even driving normally is still better by this track than taking the shortcut. And hi Thomas, or other person that I know but I don't use the real name. Okay, yes, and that was the only shortcut in this track, going over the bushes with a weird drift. Gebirgsfahrt is a bit more tricky, if you want to believe me. You can take one shortcut, but it's not really great to use. Again, you drift around here, crash into a wall. Around here, you could be like most people going directly to the right, but what most people don't know is that when you go directly right, you would need at least 2 mushrooms only to get over the whole grass path. If it takes a second ramp, the second flying ramp, that is taken away. Again, you have a normal path, you could go over the ramp, you have here a ramp, here a ramp. When you are in this round, you could take the pipes that are leaking to clear all the way to the tunnel. For the people that are asking, do you really need 2 mushrooms just to go over there? The first one you would use here, and the second one you would use here. And then you are here. So you would even need all 3 mushrooms to clear the whole thing. And there you have the time. Not the best time, because we fell one time down. And yeah. I find it funny that the lights of the teddy car are as ice. So the first shortcut I did is fairly the better shortcut. But it's debatable. But it only has these 2 shortcuts or when you go from the normal track over to the ramp that's hidden behind stones, and use that as a shortcut. The Blätterwald, or I forgot the guy's name, forest, the the leaf forest, when you would announce it wide, has one shortcut that's, funny or not, directly at the start, that most people don't know of. Is you drive and you drift directly up here and over here. That's the whole shortcut. The rest of the time race is just hitting everything wide. Like you go here, go here. Some people try to not hit the ramp because it can shoot you off of the whole thing. But the track up here is just like the lower track, a bit faster. Like you would need, let me not lie, 6 to 8 seconds on the lower path, and on the upper path you need 4 to 6 seconds to complete it. If you don't overshoot it like I just did with the second thing. You can go up here. But it takes forever to get down again. If the tone is sometimes gone, that is because my handy, or with what I use to record the stream, is bad. It's because of the thing I have behind my Switch, the music box, sometimes not getting the signal from the Switch that there's music. Like I could go like this and you don't hear anything. 3 seconds later you hear the whole thing.
Volume max.
I need to see everything. Sorry for the takedown. But you missed nothing except me trying to fix the sound. And that was Stone Cup, or Rock Cup, I guess. Pflaster von Berlin. Again, it didn't beat the time of the Ghost. And let's get into it. Here would be the first shortcut. Okay. Wait. A bit too loud. A bit too loud. Alone when I try to explain something. You have like this, oh wait, no, not going out. Let me restart it because it was a bit too loud to explain. You have like multiple shortcuts you could take. The first ones are the grass shortcuts. If there weren't autos or cars in English, you could take that fairly easy. But because there are cars, it's rather hard taking all the shortcuts. Again, through here is a shortcut, but it's harder to take one. Because you got any car in the way and the shortcut was useless at that point. If I would rank it, I would rank it a 4, because even so the shortcuts and the map are cool, the cars ruined it. Because hit a shortcut and the cars behind it, the shortcut was useless. You tried to hit the shortcut, hit a car in a real match online, and probably 1, 2 or 3 guys overtake you instantly. You really needed luck to not hit a car and go through every single of the shortcuts, which are 6 in total. The one we took at the beginning, the 2 after that, then you have double, because you go through the area 2 times, double the tree spawn. And yes, we got Peach. Nein, not Bergbescherung. No, not going back. We got Peach's Schlossgarten or Castle Garden. We beated the ghost before, so no worries. Peach's Garden has 2 shortcuts that are a bit obvious. First one, like every other ways, then you can take that shorter. Wait, that is a ramp? Okay. Thing learned. Akugi really is walking around here. Again, this one is a shortcut. The Monties. Again, I'm just showing the shortcuts, I'm not trying to beat my time. That one wasn't really a shortcut, but because the only shortcut you have in the whole track is the little flower garden you have at the beginning. That is the only shortcut you got on this map. And we still got under 2 minutes. Just to show you, there is no other shortcut. You go around here, takes a drift up here. When you guys ask, yo, Shadow, why are you hopping when you're on the grass? The hopping is kinda faster. Again, through the flower bed. Now we have the drifting around here. Through his hand. Through her hand, no. And when we remember it right, we had 155 before, and now we have 144. Which is an improvement, and thanks for the like, guys. I saw the 7th like. For the people that are missing the first part or just tuned in on the end, I'm re-uploading the whole stream, so you can re-watch everything that happened. This time we didn't beat the ghost. Beforehand, the ghost time is 1:31. This time the map doesn't really have shortcuts, just taking corners smaller. The upper path is a bit faster. Oh, I could beat the time. 1:31. I got close. I hope. It could still be that the ghost is like 1:31, 100. But I beat it my time, which was 1:35. So even so, if I didn't beat the ghost, I still got a better time. So, how to explain the shortcut at that track? You have like the upper path, which is a bit shorter or a bit faster because of the two ramps you could take. Up by the mountain you take the corner with a mushroom instead of driving around the whole snow path. That is a bit faster, but overall no real shortcuts. This time we got 119 and Rainbow Boulevard, and let's hop in. For the people that missed the whole other Mario Kart streams, I'm showing one from one cup, one track of what you missed. And I still have all my mushrooms. And I think I beat my record? No, I didn't. But like I saw, no real shortcuts. You can take the corners fairly easy, but I clicked again, try again. I really need to change the speaking to another language, just to see how well it does. To show you what I mean by there are multiple kinds of shortcuts, we go to Mario Kart Stadium, the first one, and go to look at my ghost, because the world record is 10 seconds ahead, or 9 seconds and a bit. So yeah, have fun watching. This time I explain why the ghost is racing. You can drift around there, you drift and hop that shortcut. You can drift and hop that shortcut. The world record would use this to a shortcut. Here comes the thing I do different from the world record. I'm drifting through the pipes. The world record would fly over them. But that's what I meant with there are different kinds of shortcuts. Shortcuts you can take without a mushroom, shortcuts you can take with a mushroom. Or shortcuts where hopping is enough. And that's the time that got close by 10 seconds to the world record. Here's with flying. For the people that ask what I meant with flying over the pipes. And yeah, I hope you liked the live stream. Next week I'm doing on Saturday the second half of the DLC tracks. On the Saturday after that I'm continuing the Pokemon streams. And I hope you liked it. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, and see you next time. If you have any questions, write them in the comments and I'm answering it by the next live stream.